Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Caitanya Bhagavata, chapter 2, text 148. We read 148. We will read now 149. Ati mahaveda gopya esa kala katha ihate sandeha kichu nahi ka sarvatha. All these topics are unknown through the Vedas. Of this there is no doubt. Bhakti kari brahmadi devera sunastuti ije gopya sravane hai krishna rati mati. Now please hear with the devotion the prayers offered by the demigods headed by Brahma. By hearing these prayers, one's mind becomes attached to Krishna. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Janaka Sabaro Jaya Jaya Sankirtana Hetu Avatara. All glories to Sriman Mahaprabhu, the father of all living entities. All glories to the Supreme Lord who has incarnated to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. Jaya Jaya Veda Dharma Sadhu Viprapala Jaya Jaya Bhakta Damana Mahakala. All glories to the protector of Vedic principles, saintly persons and Brahmanas. All glories to the presentation of time which destroys the non-devotees. In his commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.16, Sri MahaVishnu quotes the following verse from the Shrutis. He is the Lord, the maintainer, controller and protector of all universes. He is Lord Vishnu. After Krishna completed his pastime in this world, the Vedic religious principles, saintly person and Brahmanas were bereft of shelter and fell down. Somebody was asking this question, right? Last time, yesterday or something. Here it says, immediately after Krishna left, Brahmanas were bereft of shelter and fell down. Who asked this question? Who is there? And the participants? Anmol has asked this and is not there. So he should hear this. After Krishna completed his pastime in this world, the Vedic religious principle, saintly person and Brahmanas were bereft of shelter and fell down. Sri Gaurasundara destroyed the non-Vedic philosophers of Buddhism, Jainism and logicians' path of argument, thus protected the prestige of Vedic religious principles, saintly persons and Brahmanas. Sri Gaurasundara is like the personification of death, Yamaraj for the non-devotees, such as persons with material desire, fruitive workers and speculator. Very heavy statement by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Sri Gaurasundara is like the personification of death, Yamaraja, for the non-devotees, such as persons with material desires, fruitive workers and speculators. Please, dear devotees, Jaya Jaya Sarva Satya Mahakalevara Jaya Jaya Ichamaya Mahamaheswara. All glories to the Supreme Lord who possesses a pure spiritual body. All glories to the fully independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jetomi Ananta Koti Brahmandera Vasa Setomi Sri Sachi Garbhe Harila Prakasa. You are the shelter of innumerable universes, yet you have entered the womb of Mother Sachidevi. Tomara ye ichha ke bujite taro patra srushti sthiti pralaya tomara lila matra. Who can understand your supreme will? Creation, maintenance and annihilation are simply part of your pastimes. So, dear devotees, you must understand that Lord Gaurasundara is residing in the womb of Mother Sachi. And Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, appearance of Lord Gaurasundara is beyond Veda, is most confidential to Vedas. That Krishna can come in the form of his devotees, in his complete Aishwarya, complete form, complete feature, is unknown to Vedas. Sakala sansara janra ichaya samhare se ki kamsa ravana bodhite vakya nare. For one who destroys the entire creation simply by his desire, can he not kill Ravana or Kamsa simply by giving an order? So, this is the point you people have to remember. What is that point? Point is that why does Krishna come here? Right? So people may say Krishna came here to kill Ravana and Kamsa. Why Krishna has to come here to kill them? So certainly this is not the reason. Because who creates unlimited universes by his mere will, why would he come to kill, the demons, and what Lord, nobody will go, nobody will dirty his hand when he knows how to do it in a very clean manner. So why Krishna has to come? This is the point. Tathapiha dasaratha vasudeve ghare avatirna hayavadhi lata savare. Still appeared in the house of Dasaratha and Vasudeva in order to kill them. While offering prayers to the Lord in the womb, the demigods also prayed, "Oh moon-like personality, you have appeared in the ocean-like womb of Sachi, yet you are the shelter of innumerable universes." The Lord is fully independent, able to destroy the entire universe. So simply by his will, demons like Kamsa and Ravana, who are averse to Lord Vishnu, can be killed by a gesture. Nevertheless, as part of his pastimes, he appeared in the home of Dasaratha and sportingly killed Ravana, and he appeared in the home of Vasudeva and sportingly killed Kamsa. एते के बुझे प्रभु तुम्हारा कारण आपनी से जानो तुम्ही आपनार मन. Therefore, my Lord, who can understand the cause of your appearance other than you yourself? Sometime I may tell X to do something, Y may do something. But what is that I am trying to do? Only I know. X may think, oh, probably he wants that, that's why he is doing this, or he wants me to do this, right? But not that. This is not. See, even in a small level, at our level, you cannot speculate what I want. I may make 10 people do something, and all 10 people will come with 10 answers. What is my intention? For my intention, nobody would know. That's true even in a very minuscule level. And when we are talking about the level of infinity, Krishna, nobody, Krishna, nobody understands what is Krishna's supreme will. Krishna's supreme will entails the entirety of existence. He is equal to everyone. He is partial to none. So who can understand why did Krishna or Gaurasundara descend to this material plane. Shvetashvatara Upanishad states, Saveti Vedyam Nacha Tasya Veta. He knows everyone, yet no one knows him. Without understanding the purport of this verse, persons whose hearts are attached to false argument cannot understand the fact that the Lord incarnates according to his own sweet will. In order to bewilder such persons by illusory energy, you remain fully independent and beyond the purview of their mental speculation. Tomara gyaye eka sevaka tomara ananta brahmanda pare korite uddhara. By your order, each one of your servants can deliver innumerable universes. The Vaishnava poet Sri Devakinandan Das has sung, Brahmanda tarite sakti dhare jane jane. Each and every one of the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can deliver the entire universe. Wow. So if somebody says that he has come here for Patita Uddhara, for that why Lord has to come? Srila Prabhupada came, delivered the entire world. So for this reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't have to come. तथापि यह तुम्ही से आपने अवतरी सर्वधर्म बुझाओ पृथ्वी धन्य करी. Still you incarnate yourself to teach religious principles to all and thus make the earth glorious. सत्य युगे तुम्ही प्रभु शुभ्र वर्ण धरी तपो धर्म बुझाओ आपने तप करी. Oh my Lord, in Satya Yuga you have appeared with a white complexion to preach the principles of austerity by your personal example. Krishna Jinna Danda Kamandalu Jatadhari Dharma Stapa Brahmachari Rupe Avatari. You wear a deer skin and carry a danda and water pot. You wear matted locks of hair. In this way, you incarnate as a brahmachari to reestablish the principles of religion. And this is in Satya Yuga. Because in Satya Yuga, everybody is brahmachari. Everybody. Just like, in this as 0.01%. No, 0.01% is a very big number. 0.01%. That's brahmachari. They are in brahmachari dress. How many are really brahmachari? We don't. In Satya Yuga, 99.99999% brahmachari. So it is not difficult to rule the world that time. In fact, you don't need a ruler in Satya Yuga. Whom will rule? If criminals होंगे तो उनको rule करोगे, बदमाशीगिरी करोगे, तब जाके ruling चाहिए. सब ब्रह्मचारी है. There is no need for ruling. In Satya Yuga, you don't need a king. Different Satya Yuga, different name. Sometime we call Hamsa Avatara. Okay? So, it's so nice, to be born in a Satya Yuga and see Krishna as a brahmachari with danda, kamandalu, matted locks of hair. See, people are becoming brahmachari, mostly brahmachari. So what Krishna will do? He will appear among them to guide them, because everybody is so much interested. Right? Whereas in Treta and Dwapara, what happened? You need to rule. Grihasthas become suddenly very majority. Treta and Dwapara. So the king has to rule. So Lord came as king. Either Rama or Krishna. King. Right? But in Dwapara, fallen. Everybody is fallen here. So king will not work, Brahmachari would not work. Okay? So Lord became a devotee. Eh?
You said in Dwapar, Lord is coming as devotee. You meant in Kali.
मैं कलयुग के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ. हैं? अच्छा मैं बोला द्वापरा. So you should have immediately corrected me. मैं तो द्वापरा और त्रेता एक साथ बोल दिया ना. फिर उसके बाद तो कली आता है. हैं? And I said everybody is fallen. So how that can be true in Dwapara? हैं? You saw in Dwapara so many big kings, Baba. Wow. हैं? Each one extraordinarily powerful. Extraordinarily. Even they didn't care. Even if demigods are coming, they're not looking at demigods. Eh? The demigods used to frequently visit. In all other yugas, demigods will frequently come. Okay? So in Kali Yuga, everybody is fallen. So Krishna has to come as a most merciful, magnanimous incarnation. Very nice, very nicely written, Baba. What a wonderful thing. He's saying, by your order, each of your devotee can deliver entire universe. Entire universe. So, very beautiful. The word Krishna Jina refers to skin of spotted deer worn by brahmacharis at the time of sacrificial performances. The word danda indicates either ekadanda or tridanda, which are made from the sticks of palasa, khadira. There is a khadira bana. Out of 12 banas, there is a khadira bana. And or bamboo trees. In other words, Vajra Danda, Indra Danda, Brahma Danda, and Jiva Danda are combined together and known as Tridanda. The word Kamandalu refers to a water pot made from wood or a gourd. The word Jata refers to bunch of hair that has matted due to not shaving. Brahmacharis do not always get an opportunity to shave like the pleasure-seeking grihasthas. Therefore, they often keep their hair and nails uncut. For those who live at home in comfort, keeping hairs and nails uncut is a symptom of an uncultured person. But brahmacharis have some concession in this regard. अरे बुला के ला, जल्दी बुला के ला, उसको बोलना है. त्रेता युगे हया सुंदर रक्त वर्ण यज्ञ पुरुष बुझाओ yajna dharma. You appear in Treta Yuga with a beautiful red complexion. Although you are the Lord of sacrifice, you set the example by engaging in the performance of sacrifice. Sruk Sruva hasta yajna apane kariya sabare loi ayo yajna yajna kahoiya. You carry a sacrificial ladle, spoon in your hand, and encourage everyone to perform sacrifice. The word sruk refers to the ladle made from the wood of the Bikankata, Baicha tree. Acha. And used to offer ghee to the sacrificial fire. I don't know whether you know Baicha. Baicha, we have ate this Baicha fruit, small red fruit, and we used to so Baicha tree, I don't know. How many of you know Baicha? Anybody knows Baicha? See, many things are getting extinct, even from India.
Prabhuji, is it that bear?
This
That small bear, the red bear that you get with seeds? It has got red skin and then it has a small seed.
नया है ना रे
Yes, Prabhuji.
हजार जन्म लेना पड़ेगा उसको समझने के लिए.
Prabhuji, photos. Please share the photo also of this fruit.
Yes, Baicha koli is the fruit is only seen in the coastal region where there is heavy rain. So you won't find that. No, none of this. None of this. Who is doing this? हैं? बंद कर. तुम्हें पता नहीं है? हैं? We are very fortunate. We घर में होता था ये bunch. Very tasty. This bancha. The word sruba refers to spoon made up of khadira wood. One end is rounded like the tip of one's thumb. The other end has two semicircular indentation. It is a part of paraphernalia for performing fire sacrifices. Here it is written, for those who live at home in comfort, keeping hairs and nails uncut is symptom of an uncultured person. And you people are not hearing Bhagavad Katha. ठीक है चलो. मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, शास्त्र कह रहा है. दिव्य मेघ श्याम वर्ण यादो पारे पूजा धर्म बुझाओ अपन घरे घरे. In Dwapar Yuga, you appear with a transcendental blackish complexion that resembles a monsoon cloud. You praise the process of deity worship from house to house. Even I'm really confused. You say, these are Yuga Avataras, but Krishna didn't teach. Did he teach deity worship? We don't know. And Treta, Lord Ram also, he didn't carry a sacrificial ladle and spoon in his hand and encouraged everyone to perform sacrifice. That also he didn't do. So it appears these are in general principle. So I'm very ignorant to understand this purport. So I have to ask someone to understand this. Pitavasa Srivatsadi Nija Chinna Dhari Puja Kara Maharaja Rupe Avatari. You wear a yellow cloth, you are decorated with the mark of Srivatsa as a great king who personally demonstrated the process of deity worship. But Lord Krishna doing the deed or preaching deity worship, nowhere is written. It is possible. When he came in other yugas, he might have done. Because in this yuga, Swayam Krishna came, so he performed his Leela. Kali yoga vipra rupe dhari pita varna bujhavare veda gopya sankirtana dharma. You appear in Kali Yuga as a Brahmana with a golden complexion to inaugurate the congregational chanting of the holy names. It is unknown through the Vedas. But this we can understand. Mahaprabhu has done it. Right? See, other things we may not understand. But the fourth one, we all can understand easily. Vedic literature composed on the basis of material knowledge gathered through pratyaksha, direct understanding, and anumana, hypothetical understanding, is suitable for material enjoyment alone. Although one's constitutional duty in the form of chanting the glories of the Holy Supreme Lord are not directly propagated by Vedas, they are nevertheless exhibited in this world in the form of devotional service unto the Lord. This is Adi-khanda. Somebody speaking? Eh? Okay. Saddharma Praneta, Bhagavata Dharmagya, and Veda Gupta. So these are very, very important words. You can see here, Adi-khanda, beyond material perception, Saddharma Praneta, director of religious courts, Bhagavata Dharmagya, knower of Vaishnava religious principles, Veda Gupta, the protector of Vedas. In other words, chanting the holy names of Lord is a spiritual substance that is non-different from Lord Vishnu. The term Kali Yuga Avatara refers to Sri Chaitanya, whose complexion is golden, who is the spiritual master for the world, who is the Brahmana inaugurator of the Sankirtan movement. The prescribed service of the holy names and forms of the Lord is temple worship in Dwapara Yuga, sacrificial performance in Treta Yuga, and meditation in Satya Yuga. As a teacher, the Lord propagated the religious principles of all four yugas. He acted as a spiritual master or acharya. The Lord also revealed that in Satya Yuga, one should remain a Brahmachari. In Treta Yuga, one should remain a Grihastha. In Dwapara Yuga, one should remain a Banaprastha. In Kali Yuga, one should remain a sannyasi. Ori boya. Idu mari. Hey, क्या गड़बड़ हो रहा है? So this is amazing. In Satya Yuga, one should remain Brahmachari. This is amazing, right? But in Dwapara Yuga, one should remain in Banaprastha. Why? I don't understand this. Grihastha I could understand. Treta Yuga majority became Grihastha. And Kali Yuga one should remain a sannyasi. तैयारी करो रे सब संन्यास के लिए. It's better.
Sir. So in the Satya Yuga incarnations, mostly it was like I was thinking that he preached at the level of Brahmachari, as you said also. And when he came as Lord Ram, so it was like Grihastha up till the end Grihastha. And then with Lord Krishna, we see that Uddhava, Vidura, they all went from forest to forest. So it was like Vanaprastha, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi.
Good input. So, but it said Kali Yuga, one should remain a sannyasi. Lord becomes sannyasi is fine. So, the Shastra says in Kali Yuga, sannyasa is prohibited. Kali Yuga. So at least prepare for sannyasa dharma. I remember once in 322, I was telling that after 50, everybody will become sannyasa. I had told. And we had a student, Rajan, Rambahadur Singh. So he immediately reacted. Sir, ये तो संभव नहीं है. So the point is, another way to understand it is that in Kali Yuga, it is easy to prepare for death when you are in sannyasa mode. Because ultimately, you have to learn how to die. That is the goal, how to die. And if you are a sannyasi by heart, then you are detached from everything. So you can easily remember Krishna. Anyhow, these are something that beyond our contemplation. So let us go ahead. Kote kaba tomaro ananta bhata. Are Anmol, you say you ask a question that when the Kali Yuga, in Kali Yuga, Brahmanas got rejected, degraded, right? You had asked this question. So here it is there. Today you are not there in the beginning of the class. For your benefit, I will read it. After Krishna completed his pastime in this world, the Vedic religious principles, saintly person and Brahmanas were bereft of shelter and fell down. Sri Gaurasundara destroyed non-Vedic philosophies of Buddhism, Jainism, and the logician's path of argument. Thus protected the prestige of Vedic religious principles, saintly persons and Brahmanas. Basically it says Brahmanas were highly degraded immediately after Krishna left, and then it continued, and other apadharmas like Buddhism, Jainism, Nyaya Shastra and so forth, that gathered mass following, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to again give this shape to the world. So here everybody should remember, last sentence is a very wonderful sentence. Sri Gaurasundara is like the personification of death, Yamaraja for the non-devotees, such as persons with material desires, prohibitive workers, and speculators. So dear friends, so don't worry. When you go out for preaching, don't worry. Don't fear the non-devotees. Non-devotees will be tackled by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with iron hand. So you should not worry. Therefore, you are the source of innumerable incarnations who has the ability to enumerate all of them. So these are all prayers being offered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the womb of Mother Sachi. Demigods are offering prayer. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, in each of the 4 yugas and ages, Kruta, Treta, Dwapar and Kali, Lord Kesava appears with various complexion names, forms, and is thus worshipped by various processes. In Satya Yuga, the Lord is white and 4-armed, has matted locks, wears a garment of tree bark, he carries a black deer skin, a sacred thread, prayer beads, and rod and water pot of a Brahmachari. People in Satya Yuga are peaceful, non-envious, friendly to every creature, steady in all situations. They worship the Supreme Personality by austere meditation and by internal and external sense control. In Satya Yuga, Lord is glorified by the names Hamsa, Suparna, Vaikuntha, Dharma, Yogeshwara, Amala, Iswara, Purusha, Abhyakta, and Paramatma. So somebody asks, right, what is the name of this avatara? I told Hamsa, but not necessarily every Satya Yuga he comes as Hamsa. There are different names are there. In Treta Yuga, Lord appears with red complexion. He has 4 arms, golden hair, wears a triple belt representing initiation into each of the 3 Vedas, embodying the knowledge of worship by sacrificial performance, which is contained in Rig, Sam, Yajurveda. The symbols are the ladle, spoon, and other implements of sacrifice. In Treta Yuga, those members of human society who are fixed in religiosity and are sincerely interested in achieving the absolute truth worship Lord Hari, who contains within himself all the demigods. The Lord is worshipped by the rituals of sacrifice taught in the 3 Vedas. In Treta Yuga, the Lord is glorified by the names Vishnu, Yajna, Krishna Garva, Sarvadeva, Urukrema, Brusa Kapi, Jayanta, and Urugaya. So this is the way Lord comes. And in Dwapara Yuga, the Supreme Personality Godhead appears with a dark blue complexion, wearing a yellow garments. The Lord's transcendental body is marked in this incarnation with Srivatsa and other distinctive ornaments. He manifests his personal weapons. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, his Krishna himself is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.26, it is said, O Brahmanas, the incarnation of Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from inexhaustible sources of water. And so, Lord appears in different yugas, doing, different activities. Matsya rupe tumi jale pralaya vihara, kurma rupe tumi sarva jivera adhara. In the form of Matsya, you enjoy the waters of annihilation. In the form of Kurma, you are the shelter of all living entities. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.15-16, when there was a complete inundation after the period of the Chakshusa Manu, the whole world was deep within water. The Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivasvata Manu, keeping him up on a boat. The 11th incarnation of the Lord took the form of a tortoise, whose cell served as a pivot for the Mandarachala hill, which was being used as a churning rod by the theist and atheist of the universe. So I have talked on this Matsya avatar a lot. Vaivasvata Manu was in his previous incarnation, in his previous birth, was Satyavrata. Satyavrata will be born as a son of sun god and will become Vaivasvata Manu. So Satyavrata Muni and Matsya they will have very wonderful lila. And all of you know that when Matsya Avatara in fact appeared, his length was 8 million miles. Hayagrupa rupe kara vedere uddhara Adi-datya dui madhu kaitave samhara. In the form of Hayagriva, you saved the Vedas by killing the original demons Madhu and Kaitava. Sri Varaha rupe kara pruthivi uddhara Narasimha rupe kara hiranya vidhara. In the form of Varaha, you delivered the earth. In the form of Narasimha, you tore apart the demon Hiranyakashipu. Tabakara kamala bare nakamadbhuta sringa Dalita hiranyakasipu tanu bringa Kesabadruta narahari rupa Jaya jagadisa hare Jaya jagadisa hare Jaya jagadisa hare Balire chala apurva vamana rupa hai Parasurama rupe kara Nihi Kshatriya Mahi. In the wonderful form of Vamana, you deceived Bali Maharaj. In the form of Parasurama, you rid the earth of Kshatriyas. So you see how the demigods are worshipping Lord Gaurasundara. Lord Gaurasundara includes unlimited incarnations that Lord has already made. All the infinite forms of the Lord are within the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramachandra rupe kara Ravana sanghara Haladhara rupe kara Ananta vihara. In the form of Ramachandra, you killed Ravana. In the form of Balarama, you perform innumerable pastimes. Buddha rupe daya dharma karaha prakasa Kalki rupe kara mlecha gane ravinasa. In the form of Buddha, you exhibited compassion. In the form of Kalki, you destroyed the mlechas. Dhanvantari rupe kara amruta pradana Hangsa rupe brahmadire kaha tattva jnana. In the form of Dhanvantari, you delivered nectar to the demigods. In the form of Hamsa, you spoke on the absolute truth to Brahma and others. Sri Narada rupe veena dhari kara gana Vyasa rupe kara nija tattvera vyakhyana. In the form of Narada, you carry a veena and sing your glories. In the form of Vyasa, you explain the truth about yourself. Sarva lila lavanya vaidagdhikari sange Krishna rupe vihara gokula bahurange. In the form of Krishna, your unlimited enchanting Gokula pastimes include those of all other incarnations. So that's why Krishna incarnation is a complete incarnation. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, what austerity must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's form, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever-fresh, and extremely rare. The words Krishna Rupe Vihara Gokule are described in the following verses from Laghu Bhagavatamrita. The various wonderfully enchanting sweet pastimes exhibited by the Lord in this world are superior to the opulent pastimes exhibited by Narayana among the demigods. Although Lord Krishna performs his pastimes in Gokul, Mathura, and Dwaraka, The sweet pastimes of Gokul are topmost. Although Lord Krishna performs his pastimes in Gokul, Mathura and Dwaraka, the sweet pastimes of Gokul are the topmost. All animate and inanimate living entities become jubilant upon seeing the form of Gopendra Nandana, Sri Krishna, whose beauty is inexhaustible, nectarian, and incomparable. It is stated in Brahmanda Purana, Sante Varini Rupani Mama Purnani Sadgunai Aveyustani Tulyani Namaya Gopurupina. All my various forms are full, 6 opulences, but there is no comparison to my form as a cowherd boy. The Padma Purana says, Saritam Krishna Devasya Sarvam Evadbhutam Bhavet Gopala Lila Tatrapi Sarvototi Manohara. The characteristics of Krishna are certainly wonderful. His pastimes as a cowherd boy are most enchanting. The Tantra state, Tandarpa Koti Arbuda Rupa Sobha Nirajya Padabja Nakham Chalasya Kutrapi Adrusta Sruta Ramya Kanter Dhyanam Param Nanda Sutasya Bhakshe. I meditate on Nanda Sutta, whose beauty surpasses that of millions of cupids, who thus adore his lotus feet and toenails. His transcendental effulgence is beyond the description or vision of material senses. The Gokul pastimes of Sri Krishna are most perfect because they include all of Krishna's sweet sporty pastimes as well as pastimes of all his other incarnations. Ei avatare Bhagavata Rupa Dhari Kirtana Kari Parachare. This incarnation as a devotee in the performance of Sankirtane Purna Haive Sakala Samsara Ghare Ghare Haive Prema Bhakti Parachara. The whole world will be filled with the sounds of Sankirtan. Your devotional service will be preached from house to house. The pastimes of are nicely described in the prayers of demigods. A proper glorification of Lord Krishna. Then loving service to the Supreme Lord will be preached in every house. From this we get an indication the Lord wants each person to become adept at kirtan and preaching. Only those who worship Lord Hari are real acharyas and preachers of pure devotional service to the Lord. By artificially imitating the worship of Hari, no preaching is successful because that is not proper behavior. Only those devotees who are well behaved, freed from bad association, and engaged in devotional service of Lord Krishna are able to truly preach in every house. Ikaiva Prithivira Ananda Prakasa Tumi Nitya Kariva Meliya Sarvadasa. How can we describe the happiness that this earth planet will enjoy when you dance along with your servants? Chetomara Pada Padma Nitya Dhyana Kare Tana Sabara Prabhavei Amangala Hare. The mere presence of those who constantly meditate on your lotus feet vanquishes all inauspiciousness. Each of the Supreme Lord's incarnations preach and benefit some particular persons. But in your incarnation as Gauranga, you will benefit the entire world by inaugurating the process of Kirtan. You will dance with innumerable servants, make the entire world jubilant. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati has written in his Sri Chaitanya Chandramrita as follows. Kaivalyam narakayate Tridasa pura akasa puspayate Durdantendriya kala sarpa patali Protkata damstrayate Vishwam purna sukhayate Vidhi mahendradischa kitayate Yat karunya kataksya Vaibhava batam tam Gauram eva stumaha. For a devotee was received Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's merciful glance, Kaivalya, merging into the existence of Brahman, appears hellish. Hellish. The heavenly planets appear like phantasmagoria. The senses appear like serpents with broken teeth. The entire world becomes a replica of Vaikuntha. And the position of demigods headed by Lord Brahma and Lord Indra is considered equal to that of tiny insect. Dear devotees, Mahaprabhu's incarnation is very special. It is so special that we should all feel very fortunate that we are able to hear his glories. We are able to associate with his devotees. Padatale khande prithivira mangala drushti matra dasadika hoya sunirmala. As such, persons danced. The touch of their lotus feet destroys all the inauspiciousness of the world. By their glance, the 10 directions are purified. Bahutuli nachite swargera vigdhanasa hena jasa hena nritya hena toro dasa. Such are your glories, such is the dancing, such are your servants, that when they dance with their arms raised, the disturbances in the heavenly planets are destroyed. Shuru karo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I should not see your legs touching. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. I'm not seeing your heads touching the roof.
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Hare.
ये कहाँ से डिस्टर्बेंस हो रहा है? पदभ्याम भूमेर्दीशो दृग्भ्याम दोर्भ्यां चा मंगलम दिवः बहु धोस्यादते राजन कृष्ण भक्तस्य नृत्यता. My dear king, when Krishna's devotees dance in kirtan, they destroy the inauspiciousness of the earth by the touch of their feet, the direction of their glance, and the higher planetary systems by their upraised arm. See, when we speak, we must speak using Shastra. This is there in Padma Purana. And in Hari Bhakti Suddhadaya, this has been quoted. Eh? So when devotees, they chant and dance by upraised arms, Swargaloka is purified. By touch of their feet, earth is relieved of the sins. In all direction, according to the glances, are purified. Can you imagine? Sei Prabhu apone tumi sakhyata hoya kariba kirtana prema bhakta gosti laya e mahima Prabhu varni varakara sakti tumi vilaiva veda gopya Vishnu bhakti. O Lord, you will personally appear and perform kirtan with your pure devotees. O Lord, who has the power to describe your glories, you will distribute devotional service to Lord Vishnu that is unknown through the Vedas. अरे ऑफरिंग कर दिया तुम लोगों ने? करके दे दिया? Okay. So dear devotees, we will stop here after reading this purport. O Lord Gaurasundara, you are the non-different golden form of the son of King Braja, King of Braja. You will appear in this world along with your associates, enjoy the pastimes of distributing love of God through the process of kirtan. Neither the demigods nor the humans are able to properly describe your glories. Knowledge of demigods and human beings are mundane. The most beneficial work of distributing your service to the Krishna, which is hidden in the Vedas and not manifest to all, is only possible in your incarnation as Gaura. Sri Damodar Swarup Prabhu has written in his notebook, Damodar Swarup, personal secretary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Anarpita charim chirat karunaya avatirna kalau samarpaitum urnata jwalarasam स्वभक्ति श्रियम हरिः पुरतः सुंदरद्युति कदम्ब संदीपितः सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरतु सचिनंदनः. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachidevi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He is descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. So, dear devotees, the glorification by the demigods is continuing. Lord Gaurasundara is enjoying in the womb of Mother Sachi by giving her transcendental pleasure. Lord is Swatantra. Whatever he does, it doesn't have a cause. Whatever he desires doesn't have a cause. Everything is absolute. Everything is causeless. We have received the causeless mercy of Sri Gaura Sundara through ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada and many of the sincere followers of Srila Prabhupada. This mercy is inconceivable. Anybody who knows how to grab this mercy will be able to benefit his or her life. So today, I was hearing one Mayavadi was explaining what is consciousness. What is consciousness? कहाँ पे था मैं? ये हैं?
187.
So 187 will start tomorrow. So on Mayavadi was telling that consciousness is all pervading. Consciousness is all pervading, right? And this human body is properly arranged, becomes an instrument to access that consciousness. And when you access that consciousness, you are that. This is Mayavadi philosophy. So the point is, there are so many. I'm actually writing a script. Today, I am supposed to finish, but Gurukul team took all my afternoon time. So I could not complete. I have written 2 pages of the script. I am trying to explain what is consciousness such that nobody should become victim to this apaprachara. So please wait for this video to be released. I would like this video to be released on Monday. What is today? Thursday. So Thursday means tomorrow we can have a recording. Hopefully I will start now writing something. Tomorrow also I'll write. Hopefully it should be all right. And then we'll make the video. We need someone who speaks nice English. And so because there is a questioner, somebody, just like now that Bhagavad Gita and modern science, that fellow, what is his name? Pranam Kulkarni. He did a good job. So you find out a person who can speak nice English. He should not be in the screen. His voice should be dubbed. That's all. Right? So you find out who can be a good. Not be. That fellow doesn't come out of his house, his own chamber. So dear devotees, if you have any question, please ask.
Probably someone posted some question before, but because we lost connection, so the chat has been deleted. So they will have to type it again.
Please ask your question again. Because of the power failure here, the questions are no more there. Any question?
Sir, I have a question.
Ah,
So whenever we read Bhagavatam or like this Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavatam, we see that while the Lord is born, Lord appears, all the demigods glorifies and they praise, and even Brahmaji appear and Indra appear and they do all the prayers. And after just few earthly years, which are few days for the demigods, Brahmaji is such a knowledgeable being. forgets that who is Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although they have just, for them, it is, for Brahmaji, it is not even a day. Maybe few seconds for him. And then he forgets and then gets bewildered. How this happens?
We can see in our own life. We are, morning we are hearing Bhagavatam, we have chanted 16 rounds, and the moment we go to work or do anything, we completely forget what we have learnt. Isn't it? In all our actions, we completely forget who is Krishna. We behave like actors. And of course, Brahmaji is so powerful and he has to do so many things and just becomes an... in Brahma Vimohan Lila, we have to take that as a... we have to take that as a Lila, just like Maharaj Parikit making mistake, or there are so many examples. So I would take this incident as part of Leela, rather than, you saw Indra, and when Krishna goes for Parijata flower, and he's instigated by his wife and tries to attack Lord Krishna. So this is, these Leelas are there to let us know how vulnerable we are within this material world. We do not fear the material world. Material world can make any one of us fall down, just like we saw today. As soon as Krishna left the world, all Brahmanas, they fell down because they didn't have any shelter. That's why we need shelter, continuous shelter. And of course, Brahmaji, being the first person, he gives shelter to everyone. And he has to take shelter on his own. So, this I will take this as a Leela, not as a lust, just like Arjun becoming confused. And is that what you asked, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, I think it is true.
Okay. So, Anmol Avasti has asked, I didn't understand, if Manus are all sons of Brahma, how Vaivasvata Manu was born from sun god. Also, is not Manu not the first person? Are kya keh rahe bhai tum? Anmol Avasti. SvayambhuManu was the son of Brahma. Not all Manus are son of Brahma. Manu is a position. Manu is not son of, Manu is a position. Indra is a position. Somebody occupies that position. SvayambhuManu is the son of Brahma. Vaivasvata Manu is son of sun god. Chakyusa Manu. So Chakyusa Manu is not, I have forgotten whose son is. That you will find in Srimad Bhagavatam. Chakyusa Manu. So different Manus, they are different personalities. And they are the given the position, post of Manu. Post of Manu. So Vaivasvata Manu, we are under Vaivasvata Manu. And you may be asking, what is happening, what is doing when all human beings are destroyed, right? Human civilization is destroyed. What Vaivasvata Manu is doing, I think is too afraid. He's too afraid not to come and normally Manu Samhita is he writes he writes the Manu Samhita and gives the manual for the human being, how they should act. I exactly don't know what is the role of Manu, what he does, what he doesn't do. And it is not that a Manu is Manusha, no. Manu is from Manu, an original Manu, the race of human being came, but I'm not very technical qualified to exactly tell what the Manus do, what Vaivasvata Manu is doing, where is he now? Don't ask me this question. Okay. Asraya Radha Devidasi, Subhendu, what is the difference between soul and spiritual body? Are the same? Yeah, spiritual body and soul are non-different when you have attained the abode of Krishna or Vaikuntha. Okay, so when you enter into kingdom of God, soul and spiritual body, there is no difference. All Satya Yuga avatars like Vamana, Narasimha, etc. were white in complexion as per purport. No, Satya Yuga avatars, Narasimha and Vamana was not written. Satya Yuga avatars are Satya Yuga, Lord comes as Brahmachari. So like Hamsa and there are so many names are there. Eh? So Ajay Gudla, Prabhupada says the Lord's universal form is transcendental but temporary. Please explain this. Is super soul also temporary? Super soul is not temporary. Super soul is an expansion within this material world. So because this is not necessary, see, Purusha Avataras are within the creation, material creation. MahaVishnu is the originator of the bubbles, and then he enters into that bubble as Garbhodhakshayi Vishnu, and then Garbhodhakshayi Vishnu expands as Ksirodakshayi Vishnu, who enters into every atom. And when creation becomes unmanifest, Ksirodakshayi Vishnu merges into Garbhodhakshayi Vishnu, and there are so many Garbhodhakshayi Vishnus, they all merge into MahaVishnu. So this is a cycle. One exhale, they come into being, and one inhale, they are not there. Even Ksirodakshayi Vishnu is not there. In this sense, he is not temporary. So you cannot say Paramatma is temporary. Paramatma is eternal in the sense, he is the expansion of that which is eternal. So he goes and merges. So you cannot, the feature, Paramatma feature, doesn't exist, you can say, but to say it is temporary is not, looks very odd to me anyway. Because as I told you, so when the creation becomes unmanifest, Paramatma feature, they all withdrawn, merges into Ksirodakshayi Vishnu. Ksirodakshayi merges in Garbhodhakshayi Vishnu, and finally MahaVishnu. And so Purusha Avataras, they are always in touch with this material world in a way. They are activating the material world, but they are detached from the material world. So Virata form is temporary. That is correct. Virata form is transcendental. Why it is transcendental? Because they represent, this universe. What is this universe? Only when Garbhodhakshayi Vishnu entered into this, the universe expanded. So he is the soul of the universe. So his consciousness is expanding everywhere. What is meaning of that? He is situated within every atom in the form of Paramatma. So this is called cosmic consciousness. So cosmic consciousness means Lord has expanded himself into every atom. But as I have told you, although Lord is there to enact every atom, right? But he is not affected by being within water. So that's why, although he is within water, although he is within matter, he is outside the matter. Just like pure devotees, they come into this world, they preach the glories of Krishna. Although they were within this world, they never got influenced by this world, right? Or the so-called allurements of this world never bewildered them. So that is pure devotee, right? And similarly, if pure devotee is like that, you can imagine what about Krishna's own plenary expansion in the form of Paramatma. Chahatu Preti, Kali Yuga is a very fallen age. It is very easy to sin in this age. So do we get the same reaction for performing a sin in Kali Yuga versus Satya Yuga? I don't know why this fellow is asking this question. You should ask how this question would help you. I don't know. My dear friend, the moment you perform a sin, you got always the same reaction. Doesn't matter. The only thing that happens in Kali Yuga is that your mental sin is not accounted for, but gross sin is accounted for. That's the only difference. Only difference. As far as I have read the Shastra, if there are more, I'm not aware. So I'm telling about this Shastra. Only concession in Kali Yuga is that mental sin are not accounted for. Yeah. Prabhupada told in first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is soft-hearted, a sign of pure devotee. Also it is told that he is trembling out of material fear for the loss of life. Can both statements be true? Please explain. I don't think that ever it is written that he was fearing the war. I don't think he was fearing the war. From where you got this sentence, I don't know. Arjuna was never fearful. He is a Kshatriya. I don't think any Kshatriya becomes fearful of the war. War is an opportunity for a Kshatriya. Kshatriya would like to die in the war field, battlefield. Then hide in a comfortable place. No, it's not correct.
Sir,
Ah,
sir, I am talking about life of the Kauravas, sir.
Year of of life.
Not his life, sir. Not Arjuna's life. He is working about the life of Kauravas.
Fearful for death of.
Loss of life of Kauravas. Sir. Here it is written.
He's trembling out
It
of.
is written in purport 29, sir. 29 chapter, verse number 29.
Yeah, he was confused. That is not his pure state. But anyway, a devotee doesn't like to kill someone. Only when Krishna tells him to kill, then he kills. So Krishna
Okay. Yes.
okay.
Question.
In my house, trip is happening. So the question that I was answering, Ajay Gudla's question, that Arjuna's soft heart and his trembling for the life of Duryodhan. I don't think he was trembling for the life of Duryodhan. More of than was trembling, he was feeling filial affection for his teacher Dronacharya and grandsire Bhishma Pitamaha. That was the issue. And your question is that is the both things are same. Yes, both are same and not same also. Because soft heart, yes, devotees are soft-hearted. But as far as in the battlefield is concerned, a Kshatriya should not be uh, lamenting that why he is in the battlefield. One must act according to nature. So soft heart is right, but showing filial affection in the battlefield is wrong. So that was the confusion. So these two are not the same. Devotee, that's why the Pandavas agreed for 5 villages and they would not have fought the battle. So naturally, a devotee is soft-hearted. He feels for others. And I think that these two are not same. When Yamaraj and his assistant take a living entity away to the place of judgment, the life, air, desire, and being followers of the living entity also go with him. What exactly is life air? What is meant by life air going? Please explain, sir. I don't know. I don't know. Santosh. Okay. And as long as soul, because the Yamaraja, he takes us or carries us in our subtle body. And we have never deserted, our subtle body has never deserted us. It is always with us. So it looks like there are 2 kinds of life air. One is for the gross body, the other is for subtle body. Because air is a concept that is synonym with the concept of touch. So if the life air is not there, in subtle body, how you will feel? 2-3 days back, I saw a dream, you know that? And I'm appearing in exam. Can you imagine? I'm 54-year-old. And I'm frightened about the exam. And it seems that I have scored some 18 marks in some subject. And it is, so in subtle body, you also sense, right? So that means all the 5 senses, tanmatras, are active in subtle body as well. Any tanmatras are anyway subtler than the organs. So your question, life air, of course, living entity away to the place of judgment, the life means the subtle body, life air, and desires. Of course, along with the subtle body, the desires are there. So living entity here is the soul, and life is the subtle body, life air that sustains the subtle body, and desires, which are obviously there. So they all go with him. So I am, you asked a question and I am just answering impromptu. And Kunal Sahu, Hare Krishna sir, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that we don't see the deity. Deity sees us. It is same in when we see the deity in photos. Yes. Yes. Manmohan Garg. This Manmohan Garg, he is wandering in the entire world. For some time he was in NIT Rourkela. Now he's in NIT Jaipur. Where are you now? How to develop taste to continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, even if we are not understanding much. You don't understand power electronics. Still, you study it and you teach it to your students. I don't know why you are asking this question. Why you don't understand what is power electronics? Still, you study it 10 times and you teach it. You teach also the subject to the students. People teach many courses, even within IIT. And many of us, we don't understand many things. And we still study it, try to assimilate. And whatever we assimilate, we speak to students. So if that is true for material things, spiritual thing also, it is true.
Yesterday you asked Pawan about Sridhar Swami's commentary.
Pawan, did you go through Sridhar Swami's commentary? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Has he mentioned anything? Those verses? Hare Krishna.
So in between, I could not hear. So yes, sir, I had gone through the commentary for the verse 11.5.32 and 11.5.34.
And what about the other verse, Krishna Varnam Tisa Krishna?
So that is 11.5.32.
So what he says?
So I went through that and the 11. Yes, sir. So actually, sir, I am not completely clear. I can tell what he says, but I'm not very clear about the interpretation. So,
What he says?
So I'm sorry. So for the 11.5.32, Sridhar Swami mentions, Rukshatam Vyavartayati Trisha Kantya Krishnam Indra Nila Manivat Vajwalam. So, sir, this sentence, the meaning is Rukshatam Vyavartayati. So in this incarnation, so he removes the harshness. Trisha Kantya Akrishnam. So the luster is not black. And then he explains what does it mean. Indra Nila Manivat Ujwalam. So there is a jewel named Indra Mani. So Indra Nila Mani. So it is as lustrous as that jewel, Indra Nila Mani. So and the second line Sridhar Swami mentions, Yadva Tvisha Krishnam Krishnavataram. So the second meaning for Tvisha Krishnam can be understood as Krishnavataram. Now, so this Krishnavataram can be seen as Krishnasya Avataram. I mean, so this is not completely clear. So this Krishnavataram can be seen as Krishnasya Avataram. And the next sentence, Sridhar Swami mentions, Anena Kalau Krishnavatarasya Pradhanyam Darshayati. So this shows the prominence of Krishnavatar in the age of Kali. So that whenever Sridhar Swami mentions Krishnavatar, so this can mean either Krishna avatar or Krishnasya avatar. And then he explains individual words, Angani. So he says Angani Hridayadini. So the Angani means the heart and other limbs. Upangani Kaustubhadini. So Upangas means Kaustubha, jewel, etc. Astrani Sudarshanadini. So Astraniya, Sudarshan, and etc. And Parshadaha Sunandadayaha Tat Sahitam. And Parshada means Sunanda, etc. with them. Sir, I was not able to understand what is Sunanda he is referring to. Sunanda Daya. So he is saying Sunanda, etc. are the Parshada with him. Then he says Yagyai Archanaihi. So Yagyai means Archana, by Archana. And then he says Sankirtanam Namocharanam Istutishchatat Pradhanaihi. So by Sankirtana, the meaning is chanting the names. And worshipping by that mean is the most prominent way. And then he says Sumedasau Vivekinaha. So the intellectual people worship in that manner. So that is what Sridham Swami has written in the Tika of verse 11.5.32.
Okay, good job done. You could have kept the translation ready. Okay, thank you, Pawan, thank you. And I thank everyone. We will go through again our next level recitation. Hopefully tomorrow we will see Gauranga Mahaprabhu to appear. And so let us wait for it. So thank you very much again, everyone. Hare Krishna.